The legend of the Giant's Causeway. Long ago, when the world was young and the Emerald Isle pulsed with ancient magic, Ireland was home to a mighty giant named Fionn mac Cumhaill. Fionn was no ordinary man. Towering high above the tallest trees, with a beard like storm clouds and footsteps that made the earth tremble, he was the greatest warrior the Irish had ever known. Fionn was the leader of the Fianna, a band of heroic warriors, poets, and hunters who defended Ireland from all threats. But even Fionn, with all his strength and cunning, had rivals. Across the sea in Scotland lived another giant, Benandonner, a brutish and powerful creature with a temper as fierce as a thunderstorm and fists like granite. Word had reached Fionn that Benandonner was boasting across the Highlands, claiming that he, not Fionn, was the strongest giant in the world. Fionn, never one to let pride go unchallenged, roared in anger. "If Benandonner wants to prove his strength, then let him come to Ireland and face me." But the sea lay between them, churning and deep, and no ship could carry a giant of Fionn's size. So Fionn, determined and furious, did what only a giant could do. He began to build a causeway of stones, laying massive hexagonal columns across the sea with his bare hands. Each stone was perfectly shaped, fitting into the next like a puzzle, forming a bridge that stretched from the Irish coast to the Scottish cliffs. For days and nights, Fionn toiled, his roars echoing over the waves, stones flying through the air like pebbles. At last, the path was finished, the giant's causeway stood complete, a mighty bridge of basalt stretching across the North Channel. But when Fionn stood upon the last stone and looked across the sea, he saw Benandonner approaching, and for the first time in his life, Fionn felt fear. Benandonner was enormous, far larger than Fionn had imagined. His head scraped the clouds, and he carried a club made from a pine tree uprooted with its roots still dangling. His eyes burned like coals, and every step sent tremors rolling across the water. Fionn knew he could not defeat this behemoth in battle. So he fled back across the causeway, heart pounding like a war drum. When he reached home, he turned to his clever wife, Unar, and confessed the truth. "Benandonner is too strong. If he reaches Ireland, I will surely be beaten." But Unar, wise and quick-witted, smiled. "Let me handle this." She dressed Fionn in a bonnet and swaddled him in blankets, tucking him into a giant cradle. When Benandonner arrived, bellowing Fionn's name across the hills, Unar greeted him with a sweet smile. "You're just in time," she said, "but Fionn's not here. He's out hunting. Would you care for some bread while you wait?" Benandonner grunted and stepped inside, ducking beneath the doorway. As he waited, he looked around the home and noticed the massive cradle beside the hearth. "Who's that?" he asked. "Oh, that's our son," Unar said breezily. "He's just a wee lad, takes after his father." Benandonner turned pale. If this is the size of Fionn's baby, then what size is the man himself? Just then, Unar offered him a loaf of bread, baked with iron hidden inside. When Benandonner bit down, he cracked a tooth and yelped in pain. You must not be used to our Irish bread," Unar said innocently. "It's Fionn's favorite, makes him strong." Benandonner, now deeply unsettled, turned and glanced again at the cradle. He imagined the monstrous Fionn returning from their hunt, fresh with strength and battle lust, and panic seized him. "I've made a terrible mistake," he muttered. Without another word, Benandonner bolted from the house, his footsteps like thunder. He sprinted back across the causeway, tearing up the stones behind him as he went, destroying the path so that Fionn could never follow him. And that is why, today, only a fragment of the giant's causeway remains, a breathtaking formation of interlocking basalt columns stretching into the sea from the coast of Northern Ireland. On the Scottish side, at Fingal's Cave on the Isle of Stafford, another portion of the causeway still stands, like a broken bridge between lands, or perhaps, a monument to a rivalry that ended not in war, but in wit. To this day, travelers who visit the Giant's Causeway say they can hear the distant echo of a baby's laugh, or perhaps, the booming steps of Benandonner fleeing into the mist.
Stones rise like ancient fists from the sea, a puzzle of basalt, a mystery to me. Who carved this path? Who struck this chord? A giant's steps or a god's reward? The giant's causeway where the earth meets the sky, each stone a question, each wave a cry. like a battle song. The sea sings verses that feel so wrong. Did Finn McCool build this place with pride, or was it shaped by the moon and tide? Legends whisper, the rocks don't lie, a tale of giants beneath the sky. The giant's causeway where the earth meets the sky. Each stone a question, each wave a cry. Did giants walk or God's decree? The causeway's calling, it's calling me. The giant's causeway where the earth meets the sky. Each stone a question, each wave a cry. Did giants walk or God's decree? The causeway's calling, it's calling me. Winds howl and crash like a battle song. The sea sings verses that feel so wrong. Did Finn McCool build this place with pride, or was it shaped by the moon and tide? Legends whisper, the rocks don't lie, a tale of giants beneath the sky. The giant's causeway where the earth meets the sky. Each stone a question, each wave a cry. Did giants walk with God's decree? The causeway's calling, it's calling me. If I step, will I feel the weight of ancient stories of giants' fate? Will the stones tell secrets I can't ignore, or pull me deep to the ocean's floor?